recording, and we're going to head right to my Google Classroom. And I'm going to show you a screen recording that I did using Screencastify. It's a free tool, and it is usually limited in somewhat as far as the amount you can record, but with the times being the way it is premium free. Okay, so here we are at my Google Classroom, and I use screencasting to connect to my students, and especially when I was a 6th grade teacher, I would use it to kind of put welcome messages and kind of explain the week, just so that if they forgot something or if they wanted to know more information and they wanted to watch certain concepts over and over again, they could. Especially with distance learning now, this is really important. And I'll show you what I mean and how screencasting could be really powerful for you. I created a welcome message here in Google Classroom, and it says, hello, everyone. Hope you're doing okay this week. Today, we're going to start on our unit on central idea and supporting details. Click on classwork to begin. So you can see there that would be a fine welcome message. If I left it at that, students would probably get it. They'll go to classwork and start their work. But imagine me putting a video there in addition to a welcome message or something like that. I'm going to click on the one I made, and you're going to listen to it. Hopefully the volume is high enough.
Welcome, everybody. This is the first week back, and we are going to start things off virtually. I hope everything, first off, is going well at home, but we are excited to have you back in some capacity using Google Classroom. So many of you are going to start from Google, so just go to google.com. That's easy enough to get to. And this waffle iron right here is what we call the waffle menu. And once you click on that, there should be a Google Classroom icon. You'll click on that and then go straight to ELA 6th grade. Some of your other teachers might have invited you to classes. You have a lot. You recognize my picture in the background and, of course, our class subject and first hour. When you click on that, you're going to be at the stream, and that is where I'm going to post announcements and directions and some materials. And we're mostly going to ask.
So I'm not going to let you watch the whole thing, but you kind of get the point, right? Having a video of you talking to your students through a certain concept or welcoming them, it's a way for them to connect in this time of distance learning, and it can be a powerful tool to get concepts across very easily. That short little welcome message I had, again, it would have been fine, but think of how much more they got out of a short 2-minute video with me walking them through Google Classroom, walking through their classwork, walking them through their assignment that I have given them, right? It's going to be a lot better and more beneficial for them if I'm able to walk them through it and they have that personal connection of my face being there in the background, so my voice walking them through it, right? It's one less thing that they don't have to worry about missing from the classroom. So that's Screencastify, and it's very easy to use. I made this video in less than 5 minutes, and it's only 2 minutes, and the 3 minutes were, it wasn't even 5 minutes. It was very short to make. I'll kind of walk you through making it. And I know some of you here are here because you wanted a tool just to use for this distance learning time, but Screencastify you can use much more beyond distance learning. Think of this fall when you get back into your classrooms. This is a tool you can incorporate for you in the sense of allowing your students to watch your instruction over and over again with certain concepts. I'm going to show a video that I made for a competition. It's on Screencastify, and it'll kind of give you a short tutorial of how to use it, and then I'll go through it again a little bit slower, but you can get the idea from this video of what you can do with your students inside of the classroom in addition to distance learning.
All right. That's how you insert a Google drawing into a Google Doc.
You went too fast.
I know this is like the 3rd time you showed it, but can you show it again?
Yeah, I got how to do the middle part, but I forgot how to do the last part.
Hey you, are you tired of repeating your directions and demonstrations for your digital tools? Well, then Screencastify, the Chrome extension, might be for you. Screencastify is a Chrome extension that lets you record your screen from your browser. To get started, just click on the extension with the film strip icon on the upper right of your browser. Select whether you want to record your current browser tab, full desktop, or even your webcam. You also have the option to capture microphone audio if you'd like to add a narration to your video. You can also record audio within your tab. Then all you have to do is click record. After that, it's 3, 2, 1, action. When you are recording, your toolbar appears at the bottom of the screen with more options. You can focus on your mouse. This might be great for presentations. You also have the ability to annotate the screen with a pencil and even add in your webcam for personal touch. When you're done, all you need to do is navigate back to the film strip icon in the upper right-hand corner and click stop. Screencastify automatically saves it to your Google Drive. Then you can name your video, save it locally, share it, or even publish it to YouTube. There are premium features available that give you extra editing features, such as cropping and trimming your video. You also have the ability to export your files into MP3 or GIFs. Yes, look at that. Look at how happy your students are now that they have directions to watch whenever they need. They are so prepared.
Thanks, Screencastify.
And no, I don't get a kickback from Screencastify. I just love the tool, and I hope you enjoyed that a little bit. So you can see where Screencastify would be an amazing tool inside the actual classroom. If I wanted to walk my students through something where I can easily record it on the computer, it's nice for them to watch it over and over again. And especially nice to see the consistency of my voice, my face, being the one to walk them through it. So that's a nice tool. And now I'll have to go through it again because Screencastify just looks a little bit different cosmetically than it used to. And of course, I'm going to send you all these resources and whatnot so you can view later, and the recorded webinar that you can view at your own pleasure. I will go ahead and put Screencastify right into the chat if you want to access that. It's that link will get you to this site. And if you're using a personal device, you can add Screencastify to your device right now. So you're using a MacBook or a laptop or a Chromebook that's yours. You can go ahead and add it right to your Chrome browser, like you saw in the video. And all you need to do is go to this site. It's super easy to do. If you have a managed device, you might have to put in a ticket. Managed device meaning something that school gave you, but it should be approved pretty quickly. With Screencastify, you do get 5 minutes of recording off the bat for free. You can, of course, pay for the unlimited, which is $50 a year. But right now, there is a special rate going on for distance learning, so you can get it for free. And as free, I mean unlimited kind of recording. And I'll send over that information later. There's a code that you have to use, but you'll be able to use it for the unlimited features until I think August or something like that, which is pretty nice. And even when it's free, I find that 5 minutes is usually enough for people. So all right, so I'm at Screencastify. What I would do is just click add and go through the steps. And the add button is in 2 places. It's up to the top right and over here by the description. Once I added Screencastify, all I would need to do is go to the top and find a new icon. It's not a film strip anymore. It's actually a play button that's an arrow with a camera inside of it. It's orange. You can kind of see it right here. But once I've installed it from the site, all I need to do is click on that icon. And the menu comes up. I have Screencastify free, and it says right here that I do have a 5-minute limit. But again, you can get that removed because of the strange instance in time we're in. And I want to bring your attention to a couple things in the top bar before we actually start recording with Screencastify. The gear, is usually the setting icon for everything. It's no different in Screencastify. Once you click on it, you have a couple of different things that are kind of cosmetic type computer things that it usually automatically sets up for you. But if you wanted to really get technical, you can look at those options yourself. But that's all the advanced settings give you. There are notifications here of when your videos are done and when they were created. You can see that recently I've created about 4 different videos with Screencastify. And then, of course, this button that has a little dual square and a triangle in the middle, you can click on it, and it'll open up your recordings in Screencastify. But keep in mind, all these recordings, they exist in your drive. So you'll have a My Recordings folder that is actually created for you by Screencastify that will be in your drive. Okay, and when I go back to the Screencastify button, there's an additional menu button that you can expand. It looks like 3 lines. You can click on it. And of course, you've got a lot of other options that you don't really need to worry about. The editor, though, that's a premium feature. So if you decide to use the code and update, you have editor that allows you to clip more than just the ends of the video. And I'll kind of show you what that means in a second after we've recorded here. So again, I went to the top and I clicked on that Screencastify icon. This pops up. And I can see here there are 3 things that I can record. That's what these icons and words mean. I can choose to just record the browser tab. That means that my whole browser, the Chrome web browser, will be the only thing recorded. I can choose a desktop, meaning the whole screen will be recorded, meaning my desktop in the background. If I made this smaller, it'll be recorded. And if I'm showing something specifically to students that have to do with the computer, I might want to choose desktop. I usually choose desktop just to cover myself and to keep that on. And then to the right, there's webcam only. So if you wanted to just record your face and kind of a message to your students, you would use webcam only, and Screencastify would use the camera on your laptop. And it would just be a personal video of you with a nice background or so, kind of welcoming your students. And if that's what you want to do, Screencastify allows you to do that. And I'm just going to show you from the desktop option. And when I click on desktop, I've got 2 additional options to the bottom. I've got my microphone, which I can turn on and off. And I can see it's working if the bar on the mic icon here is green or going up and down. That means my mic is currently working. I can embed the webcam. If I click on embed webcam, it's actually going to show me my face right into the recording, like you saw earlier. I'm actually going to move this over real quick. And I'm going to change the screen that I'm showing you just so you see. So hold tight here real quickly. Okay. It's going to get a little bit weird. You're going to see everybody for just a second. All right, perfect. So I'm going to show you again using a different screen. I clicked on that Screencastify icon. Then I have all my settings set, ready to go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click record. And it's going to start recording. It's going to give me a 3-second countdown. And there's my webcam right in the middle. I choose which screen I want to record because I have 2 screens up right now. So I'm going to choose this one. Click share. It's going to give me that countdown. And we're recording. You'll know it's recording because of that sound. And up at the top right, your Screencastify icon has a red dot in it now. That means recording. You got your little webcam here that you can move anywhere you want. Usually leaving it at the bottom is a safe bet because it's out of the way for the most part. And then you'll notice that in the bottom left, there is a new little menu like you saw in the video. If you click on that pause button, it will pause the recording. And you can continue it when you're ready. That's if you want to practice, you want to stop and then look at your notes again or something like that to provide a better, more concise video. If you click on this pointer arrow, you have different options as far as your mouse. The screen recording is also recording your mouse and where it is. So if I click on focus mouse, it's going to focus my mouse on the area that I point to. So if I'm trying to bring students' attention to screencasting for all, that's just further helping them highlight a certain area. I can choose to turn that off if I want. I can hide the cursor while it's moving in the recording, or I can choose to highlight as I click. So anything I click here, it's going to highlight. Also bringing attention to students. These are nice little features that you sometimes don't think about, but are there for you for your convenience. And then to the right of that, there's a little pen option. So if I click on the pen, I can change color if I want, but I click on the pen and draw on the screen, and it'll record it, and it'll stay where it is on the screen. So I can walk students through certain parts of the website that I'm showing them, and I can draw on it to bring them attention to certain things if I want. So it's a really nice little feature that also comes with the ability to kind of erase if you want. That's the icon that's right next to it. And then I can erase anything on the screen, or I can click on this entire thing to clear the screen, and then it's nice and clear again like it was before. And then here to the right of the eraser is a webcam. I can click on it if I don't want to show my face anymore. Maybe something is happening in the background that's distracting. I can turn it off, and I can toggle it back on if I want. And when I'm done, I can go to the top right where my Screencastify icon is. I can click on it, and I can just stop the recording. I can pause it again from here. I can restart if I want to, if I just don't like this at all. Or I can decide, I'm just going to stop this, and I'm not going to even think about it right now. I'll do a recording later. But I'm going to stop it and show you what happens when I stop it. On the top right, you can see that it's now saving to the drive. It has a little progress bar right here. And then in the big screen here, you can see a preview of the video that I just made. The video is about 2 minutes and 45 seconds. And you're probably thinking, whoa, that didn't feel like 2 minutes and 45 seconds because I'm so charismatic and funny as I show you how to do it. No, I'm just kidding. 5 minutes, my point is 5 minutes is a long time, and it's a long time for you to use and walk your students through something. For the most part, 5 minutes is enough for a lot of people. From here, you can preview your video that you just made. You can unmute more concise video. If you click on this point and then kind of listen to yourself and kind of see what your video is like, you can fast forward. You can go back to the beginning, watch it over. The free version of Screencastify allows you to cut left. There is the beginning and the end. So say in the beginning, I didn't want them to see a certain something. I could just move that little scissors icon and then press save and trim. So I can move it anywhere I want, and it would cut that certain spot. Move anywhere you want. And then save and trim. It would trim your video, make it shorter to where you want it. And the free version provides you with simple tools like that. The paid for pro version that you can get gives you a little bit more as far as editing features, but the free version, you do get to trim the beginning and end. So that's kind of the preview area. Of course, you can always give it a name so you can find it easier. And then that way you can distinguish between more than the date. You have a nice name. So here is where you saw earlier that it said it was downloading to your drive. Once it's done, it'll just say Google Drive and copy shareable link. Once you clicked on that copy shareable link, it's going to copy it to your copy board. And what you can do is paste that link right into a URL searcher or right into an email and send it to someone. And it'll bring you right to the video that you just recorded. And there it is, the beautiful video I just made for you. And of course, it's all there, ready to share and ready to give out to wherever you want. And that's just with a shareable link. If you're using the Google Classroom, what's really nice is you can upload that video right to Classroom by clicking the Share to Classroom button. And then you get to choose what class you want it to go to. So I'll put it in blah. Actually, yeah, blah. I'll put it in blah. I'll choose an action, meaning it's going to go in an assignment, a question, an announcement, or material. I'm just going to choose it as a material right now, and I'll click go. And this gives me a preview of what it's going to look like as far as for students when they click on it. I can add a description. And then I can add more logistical details if I wanted to. I'll put it in week 1 as the topic. I'll click post. And there we go. If I wanted to view what it looked like in Google Classroom, I can click view. And it's going to be in the classwork tab. And there it is, testing video 101. Just like we just recorded. Super easy, super fast to get your screen recording right in your Google Classroom so your students can access it right away. And it's super easy and fast to also copy that link and send it to them. If you want, and if you use a website or anything with HTML, you can use an embed code, meaning you can paste it in there so they can view it on the website. If you like QR codes, you take advantage of that. You have a generate QR code, and students can watch this video by scanning that on their phones. So you have a nice wide range of ways to get your screen recording to your students. Okay, I went a little bit fast, a little quick. Does anyone have questions this time before I move on? Yes, go ahead, Jessica. You can unmute if you want.
Hey, Prebs.
Yeah, there you go.
I see my school counselor there. I had a question. So my district is using Seesaw K5.
Okay.
So could I put this into a Seesaw activity just by just getting a shareable link, or will my students have to have the school Chromebooks in order to access the Google? I mean, can be used outside of the Google platform. I mean, do you kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't really know.
So, yeah, so the video itself, it's put into your Google Drive, and I can go to my Google Drive and see that video if I want. So if I click on View on Drive, it's going to bring me to the specific Google Drive link, and it's just a video that exists on the drive. So anyone can watch it as long as they have that link. So I can click that share button if I want and grab that link, or I can click on that copy shareable link. If you paste it right into an assignment for a Seesaw, they should be able to click on it and it'll open them up to that video. It is from what I understand of Seesaw. CJ, do you want to confirm this, or yes or no? That's how I would kind of run it and do it.
Yeah, you can put it in as a material when you're creating one of the assignments or something like that, or you can share it to them via the link that you send out, or announcements that you send out. You could do it either way. So if you wanted to put an assignment with it, then you would obviously put it in there. If it's something that maybe you just want to send to your parents, you could do it that way as well through the announcement piece.
Yep. They don't have to have Google to watch the video as long as your link is set to anyone with link can view. So they don't need to be signed into their Google Gmail or anything like that. So it's a really nice option for people who don't have a Gmail. It's a great question. Thanks for asking that. Any other questions?
I have another one.
Sure, go ahead.
Sorry.
No.
So when you, Carolyn's laughing at me, when you make a video, because I can already tell this is gonna take a few test runs for me.
Yeah.
If I delete that video and want to start over, if I delete that within the Screencastify extension, will it automatically delete from my Google Drive so I don't have 3 versions of the same video and then have to figure out which one is which, or do I have to go into each space and delete it separately?
It will delete it for you. So if you saw, I'll kind of share my screen again, real quick. If you, here, pardon me, I'm just sharing my screen. It's taking a little bit. Okay, so I have my screen shared right now. If I go up to the Screencastify icon and I click on that icon, we're going to record this whole screen right here. It's going to give me that countdown, and we're currently recording. I can go to the top and I can redo that recording. It'll get rid of it. Or I can totally trash it right now and restart the normal way. The only way it'll process is if you press that stop button. And now you see it's starting to save to your drive. Now that's in your drive until you edit it, and they'll update the new version. But from here, you would be able to either go to your drive and delete it, or you can click on this trash icon and it'll delete it from there. Say you're watching it in post recording and you're like, oh, I really don't actually like that. Even if I trim the beginning or end, I don't like most of it. You can just delete it from here, and it'll tell you deleting will remove Untitled April 30th, 2020 from your device and also your drive. And then that's gone. It's not in your drive. So there's a couple ways to handle that. Does that answer your question, Jessica?
Yes, thank you so much.
No problem. Any other questions out here? Okay, that's really all there is to Screencastify. There's some other options out there for you to take advantage of. Screencast-O-Matic is similar. It offers up to 15 minutes, but it's not as easy to use. We recommend Screencastify for 2 reasons. 1, the free version is pretty good. 5 minutes is a long time. 2, it's easy to use, and it goes right into your drive, which is nice. All it does is exist on your Chrome browser. So it's easy to really manage because there's not very many options to start a recording. All you need to do is click that button and go from there. And then you can see all my videos are on my drive and my recordings section in Screencastify. There are other paid for programs that you can get that are quite a bit more expensive, but allow you to edit and add in cool things. But for the most part, you shouldn't really need all of that. Screencastify gives you a lot to do with as far as recording and simple editing. I've had students actually use it too and do like their presentations. Certain students, which I don't have the video of anymore, they would actually never like to present in front of the class. Say they're presenting a slideshow. They actually started to use Screencastify to record their voice talking about their presentation. And then they would send me the video and I would ask them, hey, is this okay for me to play in front of the class? Then I'd play their video presentation in front of the class. So imagine going through a slideshow, like this one is me going through a slideshow like this, right? And having it viewable for your classmates. So you can still have in this time, if you're able to get your students to get Screencastify on their browsers, to do presentations or to see each other's learning in that way. And for that specific student where I had them screencast their presentation, and that was one of the first times I ever heard that student talk in front of anybody or talk in general. So it's a nice, powerful tool to provide not only you a voice to connect to your students, but to provide your students a voice to connect to their classmates or you as well. Any questions about Screencastify or screencasting? Okay, if you do have them, feel free to stick around and put them in the chat or talk to me, or you can email CJ, Kelly, or myself, and we'd love to connect with you. If you wanted a more personal kind of session where we walk you through making a screencasting, and we can do that as well. But that is Screencastify kind of in a nutshell. Flipgrid, which is another really great option for video discussion, is a great tool too that allows face-to-face discussion, very easy to use, and it is also free and allows for simple screencasting as well. We offer a session on Flipgrid usually, not Flat Icon, sorry, on Flipgrid that Kelly runs and is running next week. So I'll send an updated list of webinars and you can kind of choose to come to that Flipgrid session if you want. But it's a very nice tool that kind of incorporates elements of screencasting and face-to-face discussion. Never use it, it's really great. So look forward to that if you're interested. That's all I had for you today. Again, if you had any questions, let me know. And hopefully you had some major laughs and fun today as we walk through screencasting. If not, have a great day, and we'll look forward to seeing you in another webinar series.
Thank you.
No problem.
Yes, thank you. Can I hop on for a minute just with you?